Hey guys, welcome to Judo Highlights. This will be the recap of day one at the Tokyo Grand Slam. Now this is from under 90s, which is a bit strange for day one. They do a different format for the Tokyo Grand Slam, mainly because they want to put the more popular people on day two, most specifically Abe Hifumi. And instead of the usual 3-day tournament format, it's just across 2 days. So for day one we had the heavier men's weight classes, 90, under 100s and plus 100s, and then we had the lighter women's weight classes, 4 of them. So because there's so much to cover, I've made an executive decision to not cover the bronze medal contests. Check out JUDOTV if you're really interested. We're going to focus on the 2 who made it to the gold medal contest, and then of course some upsets and some other interesting things that happened on the day. So starting at under 90s, and as you can see we've got Tajima. He was really on form, just finding a lot of things very quickly, like this Ochigari. Very quick and sharp on this day. And we had earlier on in the video Murao, just a bit of a different style, much more sharp, winning his contest with just a few techniques, doing just enough to get through, but doing it very professionally. Murao is just another beast. So Tajima, he got to the finals. Have a look at this epic way to pass guard. Puts the arm through, looking for the pass, but that's a fake, and he just flips through. Really nice. So he was in the final, and of course Murao as well. Here's just a few earlier highlights. This is the semi-final against Falcone. And you can just see Murao just in control. Knows exactly what he's doing. Never puts himself in a bad position. And here's the Osotogari. Absolutely incredible. He was also up against Kawabata, and he really showed that he was just levels above again. Just knew exactly what Kawabata was looking for. Controlled him. Found his openings and got his scores. Ochigari here. And then when Kawabata goes in, takes the opportunity, a little kosoto on the outside. Now moving on to the final, Tajima against Murao. It was a bit interesting. Tajima, he came out kind of looking for something immediately. Not sure if he wanted to stay ahead on the scoreboard or was looking for the Shido. But here you can see, looking for Uchimata and then the Sumigaishi. That's what Kondo does, and Tajima and Kondo, they are at the same company, Park 24, or Times. So that was interesting. Murao, he had some new tricks as well, a low Ochigari. Not for a score. But it didn't take long for things to heat up. You can see both guys locked in place. Both guys seemingly have the grips that they want. But it's Murao here at the corner of the mat. He starts to fill things out, looking for the Uchimata. Now check out the pulling hand of Murao, pushing it straight up here as he goes in for the Ochigari. Look at that. And then on the return, turns it into an Uchimata. Now they said it was Ippon, and then they went back, said it was Wazari. And then Murao, he just did the same thing. At the corner of the mat here, Uchimata. So really asserting his dominance here, Murao. With the Uchimata and Ochigari combination. But Tajima, I mean, he's so strong. These two are definitely on top at under 90s. Maybe Bakauri, he's in the mix. But these two definitely very, very strong in this category. Now we'll move on and we'll talk about under 100s. This match here, this was the semi-final between Arai and Masuchi. This was a really exciting match. So if you've got JUDOTV, I really recommend watching this one. Masuchi, he did really well to kind of defend the attacks of Arai. And then he put in a few good ones of his own. although it was Arai in the end who got the score. So Arai in the finals, and there was a lot of talk that he was going to meet Kanikovsky in the final and finally get his revenge. But it was Salamanidze, and he ended up winning this contest. Let me know what you think of the score. I like it, but there was another one at plus 100s, and we'll get to that soon, where they didn't give the score, which I thought they should have. But here, Kanikovsky, I think he was looking for the Ashiguruma, but Salamanidze ended up catching him as he was just kind of starting to spin for the Ashiguruma. Now, Salamanidze, he took out Bilalov as well. How about that for an Ashibarai? And so, it was Salamanidze and Arai in the final. Salamanidze looked pretty cool, calm and collected in this one. And Arai looked like he had a mission to do. He looked very focused. But this is his third attempt at a gold medal at the Tokyo Grand Slam. He came out quick with the Uchimata Ochigari. Salamanidze as well. He was putting in some good attacks. And so it was clear this one probably wasn't going to be decided by Shidos. These guys were very happy to just attack. And then in this exchange here, Salamanidze puts in a good attack for an Osotogari. Not that one, this one here. And then after this, look at that beautiful combination. Osoto, Seoi Otoshi, Salamanidze, he's done this before. It's one of his best techniques. Have a look at that. So that's going to be one of the Ippons of the year for sure. Throwing someone like Arai like this in the final at the Tokyo Grand Slam perfectly. Doesn't get better than that. So Arai, very disappointed. 3 times attempting a gold at the Tokyo Grand Slam. Still hasn't got it. And Salamanidze, he's on top. Took out Kanikovsky as well. So amazing performance by him. Moving on to plus 100s, and there were quite a few guys in the mix here. One of them being Nakano. The other one was Alta. Of course, always consistent at plus 100s for Japan. And then Nakamura as well. Here he is throwing Krapalik. Double Olympic champion. Threw him twice. And so that was amazing, but he also threw Kim, who's a world champion and Olympic silver medalist. So Nakamura, he was having a really good day. And we'll talk more about him shortly. But first, Nakano and Tasuev. They were in the quarterfinals together. Now this Uchimata from Nakano, I really like the setup. I kind of forgot about this one. It's a beautiful setup. No score, but still you see the possibilities. Now here Tasuev goes in for a Kataguruma. And I thought Nakano controlled that Sumiotoshi. They initially gave it a score, but then they took it away. So I'm not too sure what the difference between that one and the Kanikovsky one is. But after this, Tasuev, Ochigari for Yuko. And so Tasuev moves into the semi-final. And Nakano, he would go through to take a bronze medal. So we had Alta and Tasuev in the semis. And this was quite unexpected. I didn't think I would see this. Uchimata by Alta. Now, I do think Tasuev was trying to spin out of this. Maybe he was looking for the Uchimata Skashi. But Alta, good control. Managed to get a score out of that technique and win. So that put him in the final. And then Nakamura, who we talked about earlier, he was up against Endovitsky. Very difficult man to throw. And I think Nakamura was looking for a counter here, but Endovitsky, strong drive, and got the score with the Ochigari. So Endovitsky against Alta. It was a bit problematic for Alta, the size, and then also the gripping from Endovitsky. But this was a really interesting exchange at the end of the contest. goes down to the ground, and then Indovitsky, he was thinking about it and decided against it and just went for the Osotogari. Turned it into a little haraigoshi there. Time's up, Wazari on the board, and so he walks home with the gold. Moving on to the women's now, and we'll start with under 48. Yoshino against Koga, and Yoshino did get a Yuko score here, but Koga was just too much for Yoshino. I feel like everyone talks about Tsunoda a lot, and so Koga kind of gets left in the shadows a little bit, but she's very good on the feet. Won all of her contests in pretty strong fashion, and then here as well in the gold medal contest, Ouchigari for the score, gets on top, dominates the newaza, kicks the leg out and into the osaikomi. So she adds another gold to her name, but Yoshino, she's still 20 years of age, still getting used to the international scene, and I think a silver medal at Tokyo is a pretty good result for her. At under 52, it was Abe Uta. It's 11 minutes into this video, and I haven't talked about her yet. Although her day wasn't incredibly exciting, just a few contests. But we did have this moment here against Omori, who's very strong at under 52. So Uta, she would win that contest and then head into the gold medal contest against Subone. This also to here, enough for a Yuko score. We'll have another look at it. But that was the only score in this contest, and Abe Uta takes another gold. Now Omori's sister, Akari, at the weight class above, under 57, she took out Lipatiliani, current world champion, threw her twice. Nice haraigoshi here, and then a sasai. And now in the final, she was up against Tamaoki. That contest, it was exciting. There was lots of attacks after the shidos came, but Tamaoki did lose that one by a third shido, so Akari Omori, she takes it. And then for the last weight class, under 63, Kaju up against Yamaguchi here, making quick work of her. Kaju is currently 27-0 on the IJF Tour, so no one has beaten her yet. And world champion, of course, as well. So she takes another gold and adds it to her collection. So that's it, guys. I'll leave you with a few more highlights just at the end of the video. Of course, there'll be a Top Ippons video after day 2 is finished, but that's coming tomorrow. And Abe Hifumi, of course, and a bunch of others. It's going to be great. I'll see you then. Peace.
Israel, Tamanaka.
捜査、白、日本、アールボーダー、準決勝進出です。